Deep Meditation with Bodhisattva Sri Swami Premodaya, recorded live in Los Angeles. What is, is.
So the real question is not what is life. The real question is not what is death. Those questions are subsumed in the bigger question, what are you? What's for sure is you're not what you think you are. Spirituality, meditation, everything that comes under those headings is ultimately about coming to know what you are, who you are. The problem is you have many ideas and have been taught from birth what you are. And those are the conventional notions. Those are the society's ideas. Those are borrowed concepts. Having next to nothing to do with reality. Reality doesn't care what you think you are. Reality is what reality is, no matter what you think. You are what you are, no matter what you think. What is, irrespective of anything else. And what isn't, irrespective of anything else. So for these moments together tonight, right now, see if you can drop interpretations. See if you can step out of ideas. See if you can let go of I'm this or I'm that. I'm a man. I'm a woman. I'm old. I'm young. I'm tired. I'm energetic. I'm married. I'm single. These are all roles. These are all role definitions. They have nothing to do with reality. They have a lot to do with society and messages about concepts. I'm a man, I'm a woman is not a biological fact, it's a concept. It's an interpretation of an assumed biological fact. So what I'm suggesting for this hour is see how much you can drop all assumptions, see how much you can experience yourself aside from all labels, words, ideas. So just fall inside, just let yourself relax. Let yourself be whatever you are without putting a name on it. Let yourself be pure naked energy. Drop inside, relax, fall inward, and feel your own energy. Feel yourself without inner comment, without your mind saying, it's this, it's that, I'm going here, I'm going there. Just follow wherever it goes without interpreting it, without telling yourself a story about it. And stories may arise, labels may arise, disregard them. Fall beyond the label. Feel the energy without a name attached to it, without a sentence explaining it. Drop all explanation just for these few minutes right now. For these few minutes right now, know nothing. As if you were never born, as if you're not a man or a woman, as if you're not even a human being, as if you're pure energy, nameless, formless, directionless, meaningless. See if you can fall behind meaning. And just tune into that. Tune in to your own life energy. Every day, all day long, your mind is interpreting the energy that's called you, the energy that moves through you. So just for right now, don't believe any of it and don't interpret. Pure, alive, naked energy. Feel your own life energy. Tune into it, whatever you have to do to tune into it. Think of it, if you have to think of it in any way, as aliveness and nothing else. It's the same energy that's happening in you, through you, all the time. Except we're distracted by the names it's given, by the names we give it, by the thoughts we have about it, by the feelings that come through it. So take out the label thought, take out the label feeling, and just experience the pure energy. Avoid the temptation even to think of them as atoms and molecules. Just nameless energy. Nameless energy is what you are. Every feeling, every thought you've ever had, everything that's ever happened to you, everything you've ever done, has in fact been nameless energy. Nothing more, nothing less. Tune in to that energy. Tune in to what you normally call you, but without calling it you. Really feel it. Aliveness. Life itself, existence itself. Without a boundary line. Just what right now is. What is. It's prior to any definition. It precedes any concept of it. What is is. Be what is. Tune into what is. Let it take you over and do whatever it wants to do. If it moves something in you, let it move. If something gets experienced, let it be experienced. See if you can not interfere with the pure energy. The pure energy is you. And the pure energy that's you is the same energy that's everywhere. It's the energy that's referred to in the statement, what is, is. The energy is what is. Preceding everything. Coming before anything else. In its own unfathomable, mysterious way, immutable. Call it truth, call it reality, but for this moment, don't call it anything. Feel the energy. There's nothing anywhere. Never has been, never will be. That isn't this. Call it existence, call it God, but for now, don't call it anything. In everyday life, we think we're doing something. We think we do A and B and it causes C. We go here, we go there. We make this happen, we make that happen. We think this, we feel that. But nothing has happened. What is, is. Tune in to what is. It's the simplest statement that can be made. It sounds absurd. What is, is. 3 words. Sounds ridiculous. It's the most profound statement that can be made. The implications are endless and sacred. It means you are what is. It means life is what is. It means God is what is. It means everything that is altogether. It means nothing is apart from anything else. It means what is, is. It even means all our experiences aren't. Even experience itself is only an outcropping and an interpretation of what is. It has no meaning, because what's essential, what matters, what's real, is what is. Tune into what is. Feel the aliveness of the isness. It's not an idea. It's what is. It's everything possible. And anything and everything. It's not something in you. You're in it. It's not something separate from you. You are it. But ultimately, truly, there's no you that's it. There's just it. Tune into it without a you. Just for these moments, be it. Because it is what you are. Nothing exists that isn't it. Nothing happens that isn't it. Whether you call it you, whether you call it my family, whether you call it my world, whether you call it this universe, whether you call it eternity, whether you call it infinity, it's all there is. It's what is. Recognize that everything is, and that you are, and that everything you've ever seen, everything you ever thought, everything you've ever felt, everything you experienced is only and nothing other than what is. Is the right word because it's only one thing. It's unitary. It's the number one. and there are no other numbers. To eyes, it looks like many things. To ears, it sounds like many things. To skin, it feels like many things. But it's only one thing. It's only what is. And strange as it sounds, the definition of what is what is. Big or small is just a viewpoint. Up or down, higher or lower, is just a viewpoint, just a judgment, just a reference. A concept about what is. It doesn't change what is. It doesn't change that what is. It has no bearing on what is. It has no effect on what is. As fully as you can feel right now what is. And let go to it. Dive into it. Be engulfed in it. Because the fact is, you already are. This is really what's meant by beyond the body, beyond the mind. It's not as far away and esoteric and complex as often thought. It's just about what is, and tuning into that, allowing that to have precedence over all other notions about what is. It's not about going somewhere. It's not about reaching a certain state of consciousness. It's about allowing what is. And feeling it, seeing it, not mistaking it for something else, for an idea or an experience or an inner state. It's not about any outer conditions or inner conditions. Those are just the ripples on the surface of what is. So see beyond that. Know beyond that. Let things be beyond that. Feel what is. religion, spirituality, self-discovery, realization. All these are just themes for how to get closer to what is, how to see more correctly, how to experience more directly what is. Every spiritual path, every religion, every meditation, every practice, every sadhana is ultimately and simply about recognizing the isness everywhere. Inside, outside, anywhere and everywhere. And the unitary nature of that. The singleness, the onlyness of that. We're all like fish in the water. Trying to recognize water for what it is. We're busy breathing, we're busy swimming, we're busy flapping our fins. But the water is what the water is. Whether we're standing still or swimming, whether we're at the surface of the water or the depth of the water, whether we're tangled in the weeds at the bottom and feeling horrible and scared, or whether we're skimming the surface, feeling the sunlight and feeling joy, the water is what the water is, no matter what our experience is of it. What is, is. See how much right now you can feel what is. Plug into what is. Directly experience the energy of what is. And if you can tune in to what is, if you can feel it, if you can let it rise up in you, if you can let go to it, if you can step out of you and just be what is, if you can let that energy just be that energy and nothing else, then you'll begin to see the mystery of it. You know you're tuning into it if you start to see and feel the mysterious nature of it, the unfathomability of it. The impossibility of understanding it, conceptualizing it, somehow compartmentalizing it. More and more, this has to be seen. More and more, life has to become about recognizing this. It goes against what we're told. We're told life is about understanding, dividing things up. Higher is better than lower. Good is good and bad is bad. Saint is better than sinner. Those are interpretations. Those are mind stuff. Propaganda. If you plug into what is, if you allow the energy to just be the energy, if you can do that more and more, if you can recognize that what is more and more, if you can remember it more and more, if you can let the understanding come to you more and more, if you can allow yourself to forget it and not be concerned, and then it's remembered without any effort more and more, slowly, gradually, letting it be the understanding that's behind all the other understandings. Then things will get simpler. Things will be less problematic. In fact, things will make more sense, not less sense. And if you can do all that, and just let that understanding permeate more and more, then let that be a springboard. Then dive even further into the recognition that it's all divine. whether you call it bad or good, whether it feels horrible or wonderful, whether you hate it or love it, whether it's a suffering or a joy. Can you recognize that it's all divine? If you can recognize that what is, can you also recognize that all that is divine? That what is, and that only divinity is. Irrespective of your experience of it, thought about it, or take on it. That the energy is divine energy. One energy only, divine energy. Call it a devil, call it an angel, same energy, divine energy. Call it your friend, call it your enemy. Same energy, divine energy. Only this and nothing else. If that can be recognized, if that can be felt, if that can be known, then everything becomes an this experience. Something terrible happens. This. Something wonderful happens. This. The worst happens. This. The best happens. This. The illusion is what happens. The reality is, this. See if you can feel that right now. Whatever the experience is of this moment, this. Energy has no name, no sex, no age, no label. No point of view. No limit. Existence isn't over here, but not over there. Aliveness isn't one thing in one century and another thing in another century. Being isn't one thing on this planet and something else on another planet. What is, is. Ultimately, all that can really be said about it is, this. So remember, everything anyone says, anything your mind says, any interpretation, any experience, every experience is only it and nothing else. And the only real relation, the only best relation to have toward it is to recognize it. This. And nothing isn't this. So when you don't like something, when you reject something, when something hurts, when something feels like the center of hell itself, this. So let yourself come back to the room, but bring that understanding, that direct experience of the direct energy. Bring it back with you as an understanding, not as an experience, not as something to be repeated tomorrow or next week, not as something you have to remember, not as something that has to be captured and held on to. not even as something that has to be known, just as an understanding. So that the faint scent of the divine can come to you more and more. Until that day when it's so strong, not faint at all anymore, that no other fragrance is ever there for you except that one. Ah, this.